What's up? Crypto Muscle. Coming to you with another YouTube video, and oh yeah, internationally renowned, worldwide syndicate. This is where it's at. The critically acclaimed, alright, the Crypto Death Watch series on the Crypto Muscle Network and the Crypto Muscle Legacy channels. And yeah, like I said, it's critically acclaimed. I mean, people are always clamoring for the next episode. What's going to happen next, Crypto Muscle? And all I got to say is, you know, just things don't surprise me ever in this space, you know? It's just, you always got to have this mindset that every one of these things has its time, and the time always comes. Always. They don't last forever. So you always got to just make and take that, opportunity to just do what you can, right? Maximize your fullest potential in these opportunities, and that's all you can really do. So, with that mindset, am I surprised that all these things are happening? No. I just laugh at the ones out there that try to just keep up with the bullshit. And it's like, come on, dude. Really? Is always my reaction, right? And here's another one of my reactions too, because it's always like that. Always, always, always like that. And that is, you're such a bitch, is another reaction I get too. So it's always, really? So those are the two. Really? You're going to keep up with that bullshit? Or, you're such a bitch. And I'll show you both those reasons, alright? So, man, what a day yesterday. Alright? What a day. Man, the hits just keep on coming. Alright? Man, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not surprised that these things come because, it's always expected, right? I'm just surprised at, man, just lately, all these great platforms have just been bam, 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 just one by one getting knocked down. It's like a sniper just picking them off. Poof. Another one bites the dust. Poof. Another one bites the dust. Poof. Another one bites the dust. Never have I seen in my time, my time in this space. I've been around since 2017 in crypto, 2019 since YouTube, or on YouTube since 2019. And it's funny because I've never seen so many, like the good ones, what I consider the legacy ones, just go so quickly, like one by one by one by one. And even the ones I'm not in, such as like the crypto program AMSs, now that one, became part of the list of platforms that went away too. And it's like, wow, it's just like, man, it just keeps on coming. Right now, this is where we stand, alright? We'll come back to Vortex United, alright? So, I'm stalling myself right now until I get the other parts of the news out there. Alright, so, let me begin with, I'll just begin with CloudFi. Alright, so, here is CloudFi, and it's over, alright? Frankly put, I've been saying that this thing is going to be over because of the silence. Well, I'm going to say right now it's officially over, right? And here's one reason. The Discord is no longer up. And here's a second reason. Alright. Let me see here. Well, this is just the what do you call it? The Informer channel. The what do you call it? The announcement channel. But let me bring you up to the chat. Alright. And the chat is it's been silenced, as you can see here. Text not allowed. It's been silenced since yesterday morning. So these are typically the indicators of something that's gone, alright? And because, that's how we usually gauge platforms is, either the platform itself does a 404 or 504. 504 is a timeout, 404 it's gone. And either it does that or they close the chats if they are in a group. So being that the groups are closed, Discord's gone, and it's been silenced here, typically the next step is either deletion or the site goes down. Maybe the site's still picking up deposits right now as we speak. And so with CloudFi, it's done. It's over. Declared. I declare it over. It's done. Squash. Death watch ends with CloudFi. Because there's only two ways. Once you go on the Death Watch radar, there's only two ways you can escape Death Watch. And it's either to live, you pay, or if you don't pay, and just die. So you either pay or die. That's it. Those are the only two ways you get out of Death Watch once you come on it. So far, CloudFi has not paid. It's been like 3 weeks, right? And so CloudFi, has been silent. And then it comes out that, they have this cease and desist, cease and refrain. It's the same thing, right? Cease and desist means, stop what you're doing, right? Cease and refrain means stop what you're doing, right? I mean, it's the same thing, just verbiage, right? And either way, it's been implicated, right? And either way, it's been implicated, including with your boy, the Bacon Man Jan. All right, so we could factor all these things that ended CloudFi, all right, which is that itself and Jan's involvement, and Marco's being a bitch, and these two idiots put them together. And, they put in videos talking about how great it is. It's, free Bitcoin pullouts and no fees. Oh my gosh, we could do like 5-time record-breaking, withdrawals. And not only that, because of stupid shit like that, a lot of people are doing the same thing. Multiple withdrawals daily. And what happens? CloudFi eats the fees, right? And so when CloudFi eats the fees, it cuts into the profit that they're trying to pay out. Now imagine all these people doing this shit. And then what? Oh, it's really digging deep into the pockets of CloudFi. So they try to put and nip it in the bud, right? And this is the only thing that was kind of unclear, because supposedly they ousted the CEO of CloudFi, wannabe CEO of everything, the Bacon Man, but yet he was still involved. So that was kind of like that confusing area, that they ousted him and they were supposed to cut off contact because they were trying to distance themselves from him. But yet he was still involved, clearly. And being that he was still clearly involved, he still was talking to them every day, right? So being that, they never really distance themselves from Jan, and because Bacon ruined everything. And so when you have Bacon plus bitch, Bacon bitch, they just ruined the platform, right? So because you have Bacon Man and his involvement, and then you have his bitch showing how great multiple withdrawals are, when the whole intention of CloudFi was simplicity. And you get that daily withdrawal, right? Or maybe once a week withdrawal, or a couple times a week. You could just get that Bitcoin withdrawal at a convenience, not 4 to 5 times a day, every day. I mean, that's not the intention of CloudFi. Maybe they could have put limitations on it, like a once a day sort of meter. Shit, you know what I would do? You do more than once a day, I would have penalized. That's what I would have penalized the, I guess, quote unquote, investor with a fee. Yeah. So check this out. This is just something I would have done. So you do your withdrawal, right? And no fees, right? I dare you to do it again, bitch. Right? And then if you do, boom, 25% fee. Oh, you want to still play stupid? All right, 50% fee. Like make it steep and penalizing. That way it would deter that sort of shit from happening again. But anyhow, it doesn't matter now. CloudFi is done. Officially. Dead on death watch, alright? So they're dead. It's over. No more CloudFi. Alright. Bullet. I guess as one of my one of my guys that commented on one of my videos, he said, bullet to the head, right? Even though he censored himself. I didn't do it. He censored himself. He said B to the head. Yeah, so this is definitely B to the head for CloudFi. It's done. It's over. Dead. Alright. So that is that. Now, we all know the issues of Afrique arbitrage. So let me just remove CloudFi now. We gotta bury this one now. We already know that Afrique. They said they lost over $87 million because of the guy Zamboni or whatever they called him. Took the money, got arrested, him and his associates. And so they're in the midst of trying to recover this money. They said what little money they had, they've been using that for trading. And so this is going to be a while before you see anything. And on top of that, you have to verify your email address in connection to Afrique. And that is one step in the direction of them trying to clean up multiple accounts and things like that. And so who knows when Afrique's going to come back on. So they're going to remain on death watch for now, indefinitely. Alright, so I just want to give you an update on that. And let's see here. Here's another big one that wasn't on death watch. It just kind of, well, it kind of was, but it kind of wasn't. And, well, to put it in a matter of fact now, this is K100, right? So K100, I didn't really look at it as death watch, but maybe I should have in hindsight. So K100, what happened was it was running fine, and then the CEO at the time, Terrence Pounds, said that he had to step down due to legal reasons, right? With his pending stuff, court cases, and all this stuff, right? And this would have been just in the way, and for that to happen, he just had to just drop his status as CEO of K100, which he was CEO. He wasn't fake. He came out with it as CEO, and so with that, long story short, it caused a quote unquote bank run on K100 and the sister platform Triple M. Triple M is still in its recovery. That's more of a private group, investment group. K100 was down but wasn't out, right? And so they decided to shift directions and try to make a recovery, all right? And so instead of doing 10% a day for 10 days and then you get 25% profit on top of that, right? So in a sense, you earn your deposit back and you get 25% profit on day 11. They decided to do kind of like what Crypto Program was, right? You earn about 25% a month, which is reasonable, right? So that was the shift. And then on August 28th, yesterday, this came out. K100 letter of defeat. Alright, so beginning of the month, they started this new direction, and it looked promising, right? It looks like they were on its way to recovery, and then some things happened, right? And this will explain what happened. And it's not like it was intended. It's just because it was collateral damage, all right? And this is what happened here. So let's read this. Dear K100 community, it pains us to draft this letter. We have been thinking of waving the flag for almost 2 weeks now, but we have been hanging on for the last piece of hope possible. The last 30 days have been a whirlwind in stepping down of our once CEO and trader, Terrence, which is true, he was CEO and trader, and then to the very necessary changes that we have made in the system to ensure longevity in the space predicated on the performance of the overall portfolio. K100 was able to raise $10.9 million in crypto and was able to successfully pay out $9.6 million. These transactions left us responsible for $1.2 million. So we have felt very confident going into August, and our investment portfolio has had, as we had $206,250 in packages in crypto program, as you know, they became ANSYS, and was paying roughly $47,000 per month. We also had our largest position in Vortex United at $980,000. This position averaged roughly $60,000 per week before override commissions. We also had smaller positions with Startify. That's not Stratified. Startify trade, $40,000. That was a loss. And we have taken up a $21,000 position with ArcFi in 3 different wallets. The one bright spot that we won on was Big Whale. We were able to ROI on 80 BNB, which is roughly 20,000 invested. Yeah, Big Whale is a pretty good one right now. But Big Whale. So let me just finish this. We are not sure if you're aware or not, but crypto program went on a 90 to 120 day pause on payments recently, and Vortex United has stopped paying. With these two programs not paying, not only does it take away $80,000 per week in payments and a loss of almost $1.2 million that we had placed with these two companies, we have had no choice but to close K100. We regret that we weren't able to win together, and we wish the best hope in navigating this space. It was our truest desire to exceed expectations, but we realize that we have failed. We once again deeply apologize. Keep it 100 team. Alright, so let's go back into the middle paragraph there, details. So things were going fine with crypto program. They decided they wanted to go and become a new program, AMSIS, and partly because they needed to get away from the original name and concept crypto program, because they were under the radar of organizations, right, SEC and all that stuff, and they were already kind of in trouble, and so it was either cave in or change the name, change everything, but still do the same. Well, usually when these things happen, it doesn't last very long. Every time these things happen, the changes in that way happen, it never lasts, right? So at that point, probably the best thing, if it was possible, was to pull everything out, if it was possible. But it sounded like, even though there was 206,000 in packages, that they've already kind of paid themselves off. If they got in the very beginning, then they would have made out just fine, because this thing lasted well over 8 months or so with crypto program, AMSIS, right? AMSIS didn't last very long, a couple months, I think. But crypto program, well, combined, it lasted well over 8 months, all right, for sure. And if they got in the very beginning, they're fine on that. Vortex United, all right, currently on death watch. If you ask me, I think they're going to be done, all right. I think this week, well, I'll get to Vortex United. They're going to be done real soon, all right. We'll follow up on this after this K100. So they did pretty well, $980,000, nearly $1 million in Vortex United. Whew, man. And so $60,000 per week before override commissions. Startify trade, man, that was a huge game, $40,000. I was in Startify trade, and there was no way I would have put in a huge position on Startify trade. That was not. There was no way in the world I would have gone that big in Startify. I think I was only in it for like $500, and there was no way I would have increased my position on it. I didn't feel comfortable about it. I mean, it was okay because it was making a certain percentage per day. I think it was like 1.5% a day for 8 days or something like that, right? So it was like kind of short-term earnings and all that. But I would not have trusted myself putting $40,000 in that. That's just me, though, and obviously I didn't, But man, that's a huge gamble, though, for Startify trade. I mean, I just didn't see anything about Startify trade to put money, that big into it. But hey, to each its own, right? ArcFi, I had the opportunity to get in ArcFi, but I didn't have the understanding of how to use it. So, I checked out ArcFi. I think I might still have something up here on ArcFi. Let me see if I could. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. Let me see here. If I have anything on ArcFi in one of my tabs here. I don't think I do though. Let me check another. Hold on one. So let me check another tab. Yeah. So I no longer have their tab. I had their tab up for a very long time, but I was trying to see if I could use it at all, but I just didn't have the general understanding of it. I tried to mess with it, and it just wasn't for me. So I just took a pass on ArcFi. But yeah, so they took 3 different wallets on a 21,000 position. So I guess that's all right. I don't know. And then Big Whale. Big Whale is a good one right now, and even as we speak, Big Whale is still very good on it. I do a video every week on Big Whale, and yeah, I mean they keep growing and growing. It's a good one. So then we talked about it here on Death Watch when Crypto Program or AMSAs died. This was just last week when they went on this 90 to 120 day pause. Yeah, they're gonna make you forget, right? Either by not coming back, or they may come back, and then they might start something different. Be like, oh well, in order to facilitate this thing to get going again, you got to pay an X amount of fee or X amount of dollars to get back into the crypto program once again. And I don't think they're going to come back to it. I just think that they're going to just disappear on this after this 120 day sort of pause. They're going to disappear, right? But yeah, so looking at this though, you're taking, and that was one thing that K100 even said in the very beginning was they do everything. They put money into platforms, trading, and DeFi. It was said from the very beginning that's what they do in order to achieve profitability and earnings for K100. So it wasn't like they were secretly doing that. They were very open about it, and you have a choice. Either you like what they're doing, and at the time, man, at the time when this thing first started, think about it though. All these different positions, and I think they even had a piece in C12 also. They also had money in C12. But at the time, man, I mean, all these different ways of earning huge profit going into K100. There was nothing wrong, right? The market was, Bitcoin's around 30,000. You had all these different packages and programs going on with all these different deposits into it. It was cranking money, right? And then all of a sudden, this thing start happening, Things are percolating and masturbating, right? And it hasn't stopped. All right. So, it just hasn't stopped, and it's still, the dominoes are still falling, and that's what's happening right now with all this. So, C12 went away. That's fine. They were running for a while. It didn't lose very much for K100 because they positioned themselves or repositioned themselves into all these different platforms, and it was good at the time. But then, like I said, man, things just turned, and one by one, things started happening. And so, that's why this thing is done, right? And it's just unfortunate, because all right, if crypto program goes away, Vortex still hanging in there. The last one standing amongst these big legacy type platforms. I think they could have handled it, but the way Vortex been stalling it out, they're not going to pay, and that's where it brings me to now is Vortex United. All right. So that's why K100 failed. All right, they were kind of, I guess you could say, under the radar on Death Watch, and I probably should have had them on Death Watch, but they're dead now. So K100 is dead. It's done. Now let's talk about Vortec United. All right, so Vortec United. Here's my thoughts on Vortec United. All right, let's see if there's any new announcement. That's what we need to see. Alright, right now I don't think there's any new announcements as of right now. Yeah, the last one they did was in the morning yesterday. Still talking about 1 day left to qualify for this. Maybe that's what they're stalling for. Just everybody try to push for that last minute, pumping of the platform and selling, right? Try to get people in 1 more day, right? To on the guise of, hey, they qualify for this event, and then guess what? Surprise, surprise! All right, here it comes today, the official announcement. Oh man, we got a new problem here. I mean, I could anticipate, a couple of things. Like I said, we got a new problem here. We found there's so many different possibilities of this new problem. We found this bug. A new bug that came up. Let's see here. We have some sort of security issues once again. Oh, the wallet's been raided. Let's see what else here. We can't say Jensen disappeared because he was still there yesterday. He did a call with Mike and Mike. So he didn't disappear yet. Alright, so he's not Jensen. And, supposedly Marcos had to take his mommy to his, to appointments or whatever, and did not do a video with Jensen saying that I declined to do a video, and it's like, bitch, if the circumstances was the other way around, in a positive way, positive spin on things, bitch, you would have done it. But no, when things are bad right now, shit's hitting the fan. And all of a sudden, I got to take my mom to an appointment, right? Get the fuck out of here, man. Just like your little belching. I got health problems, I had to deal with belching issues. Get the fuck out of here, man. That's a double fuck right there. Here's a triple fuck, all right? You want to see a triple fuck? Check this out, guys, all right? Check this out. Already taking down the videos. Let's see here. Look at that, man. Minimalist, all right? Took down all the Vortec videos. All the CloudFi is gone. Right? All the CloudFi videos are gone. And took down a majority of the Vortec videos, right? He only kept the ones up of, the typical how to register, the CEO interview, and then, it's hand-picked videos, right? Oh, how to rank up, right? Live, the features, right? Live trading fee, presentation, the headquarters interview, update, that sort of stuff, right? So, bitch, all right? You're a fucking bitch. This guy's a bitch, all right? He took his shit down. He bought his subs, obviously. He never had... February this year, 2,000 subs, all right? And look at all those videos that came down. They were all those videos that had like 15,000 views, 13,000 views. And look at it. All of a sudden, it's all these, shitty videos, right? That had 100 views and all that. These are the real numbers, right? The 1,200 ones and the 1,400 is kind of questionable. The 3,000 one, questionable, right? But these 300, 1,400, those are real. But when you got these like 15,000 views and you had a bunch of them, they were bought for, all right? They were paid and bought because he's a bitch, all right? And so, all that stuff took it all down, man. What a bitch, all right? All that stuff of, shit like, oh, if we put in $10,000 get you $1 million and all that stuff, right? Don't worry, because your bitch Dora still has those videos up, right? And so That's the thing about it. You know, he's a kiss ass piece of shit Mark. All right, kiss ass to Jan, suck his dick, and you know, and obviously you sucked that dick too long because man, Jan's gone now. All right, and so man, what a piece of shit bitch. All right, that's all it is. You know, so fucking fake. All right, and under the guise of oh man, I have Friday, Saturdays off due to religion. You know, I gotta practice my, you know, 70th, you know, bitch shit. You know, whatever. All I gotta say is that stop being fake, you fool. You're such a phony. All right, what a phony piece of shit. Because look at this, man. Take down all those videos now, right? Every time shit hits the fan, he takes down the videos, and it's happened every time. What a mark ass bitch. All right, that's why his name is Marco. He's a mark ass bitch. All right, and it's funny because he's telling people, "Oh, don't worry, guys. Vortex gonna be paying. They're gonna be fine." But yet, why take down the videos, bitch? Come on, 15 videos. Took that shit down. You know, that's what a bitch does in this space. Piece of shit like him. All right. So you want 3 fucks right there? He don't give a 3 fucks to you guys about Vortex anymore because he knows the shit's done. That's what's up. All right. They're stalling out. Obviously. I called it last week when I said, hey, they're going to come up with an excuse. Right? And look what happens. That pivotal interview last Wednesday, you know, oh yeah, things are looking good, guys. You know, things are looking good between Marcos and Jensen and that Yenta Dora. Yeah, Jensen, I'm so happy. You know, it's good to hear. Get that fuck out of here, bitch, man. You know, if I hear that shit in my ear, oh my gosh, I'll be like, oh my gosh, I pay that bitch to leave. You know what I mean? And so the point of it is, I called that shit out last week. You know, it's oh yeah, things are looking good, guys. You know, Jensen said it was good. You know, and Marco said it was good, and just stay tuned for an announcement. All right, guys, just hang in there, guys. Stay tuned for an announcement, right? And I say, you know what, guys? Watch this excuse come. All right, watch for it. And then it came. Oh, we got security bugs in the system, guys. We're going to need some time to work this out. Give us the weekend. We'll come back, well, you know, maybe Monday, Tuesday, you know, we'll see what happens. And guess what? I call that shit out right on point. And look what happened, right? I said, hey, they're gonna cause some sort of issue or something. And that's exactly what they did, right? And here it comes, all right? So let's see here. Monday's passed, Tuesday's passed, and here we are. It's early Wednesday morning, all right? So if I happen to catch a wind of announcement, so far it's pretty late night, early Wednesday morning, and nothing right now as we speak, because maybe they're trying to push for this, you know, last day sort of thing to get whatever they can into this thing, because deposits are still open, all right? And so with all that, like I said, some new excuse is coming, or it could just be the end because everything else is ending. Might as well just, you know, end with everybody else, right? Because it's just the time right now where all this shit's happening, and they might as well just join the crowd, right? Might as well, because it just makes it easier for these guys to just, you know, fade into the sunset, and you know, not much sort of you know, ramifications, I guess you could say, you know, because everybody's already hurt right now with CloudFi, AMSys, BC Invest was a recent one, you know, all kinds of them, right? And you know, the timing of everything, might as well just join the crowd just to call it a day. And for me, you know, I was the first, by the way, to introduce Vortex United, and I'm the first to really stick a knife in it when shit started happening I put it on death watch right away. I say, you know what? I hate to be the guy to start this, but I'm going to be the guy that's going to start this and call this shit out now. And that's exactly what I did. Stuck to my guns, and that's where it's at. So here's some things too, by the way. I was the first to start Vortex United, right? And you can ask my upline, you know, first to launch this thing, and supposed to be the first to interview Jensen, right? First to interview Jensen. And then Marco's bitch ass comes in and he sucks his dick up the chain and decides he could just go swoop on in for an interview. And because I was waiting to do it, I was just waiting on the timing of it and everything. And so here's the reason why I didn't do any interviews with Vortex United. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Because Marco's bitch ass, all right, came in and did the interview, I said I'm never going to do an interview with Vortex, and I stuck by that. People ask me, how come you didn't do an interview, right? Many people have asked me, how come you didn't do an interview? How come you didn't do an interview? And I would have done an interview. I was waiting to do one. And the minute I saw the Marcos interview come up, I was like, wow. I asked what happened. And the simple statement was, oh, he just asked. And I'm just like, there's more to it than that. Because when I asked, I was waiting because it was like, well, we got to wait for a little bit and whatever, right? But that's when I asked because I wanted to make sure, since I was the first to put it out there, I wanted to be the first to do the interview. It makes sense, right? It makes a whole lot of sense. Because I did Vortex probably about 3-4 weeks before Marco's bitch ass joined, and many others before many others have joined. All right, about 3 to 4 weeks. All right, because I did first launch early September last year, and so with that, you know what? Maybe they want to die officially, right? They'll keep the platform up until the first anniversary, and then instead of having this event, that's when the site goes offline, right? We always kind of joked about that with Cash FX that once they hit that anniversary day event in Panama, right? You go up to their door and the office is empty, and there was no event happening. There was just an empty office. That was always kind of the joke with Cash FX that was going to happen, right? But anyways, yeah. Vortex United though. So going back to that, so after that, I know there was probably more to it than that with the whole interview stuff. So I said, you know what? I'm not going to ever do an interview with Vortex United, because that was just, in a way disrespectful and just bitch shit, That's what I looked at it as. And then as time went on, you could obviously see how much Marcos has kissed all that ass. Oh my gosh, what a bitch. Kissing all that ass. And it didn't help when you got, Bacon Man to join up as well. On the surface, oh yeah, it brings in people, blah, 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 right? But what you're bringing is baggage too. Right? You bring baggage in the form of, well, this guy's been hiding for some time before CMB, right? He was lurking in the bushes and stuff, in the buckle brush, pops out with CMB, and, kind of reestablished himself, right? Because he was hidden for a while. And I don't know, because, let me go here, let me show you what I'm talking about, right? Because, his last big one was, the Shurek, Empire's X, right? That was his last big one before he just kind of hid out for a while, chilled for a while, And then he came back with CMB, right? CMB, kind of reestablished himself again, and and it went from there. And then he later joins Vortex United, attempting to be a CMO, But who knows? He might have been just under the bushes on that one too. But play some sort of part in Vortex United, uh, later on at some point, because he was talking about it like, oh, I talk to Jensen every day and all this other stuff. And so it's just what it is, right? And, it's no secret that, he does bring baggage, right? People and baggage. And all the bullshit stuff that comes with him, like, I'm all about people first, money second, which is so bullshit, right? Like, I don't know how anybody cannot see through the bullshit, right? It's so easy to see through that, And what else is there? I mean, just the stupid lines he would say, like, he's emancipating people, right, from their way of life into crypto for better stuff. Get out of here, dude. You're not doing shit for nobody, man. All you care about is yourself. I mean, he's so fucking selfish, right? That it's so easy to see that. It's just so easy. And, on top of that, I mean, what else is there? When it comes to CloudFi, and instead of, I know that people were asking about the reinvest button at the time when they didn't have it, right? People were asking about the reinvest button, and, what we do is, instead of having that, we want you to have that Bitcoin, and we give that to you in a bundle of love. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. Come on. Really? I mean, really, like, is that really, Jack? Come on. No, because this type of guy is so full of shit that it's so fucking easy to see, right? And don't forget, all right, when he started to try to talk shit about Queen Wiki put this out there, all right? She has a lot of cheese on Jan, and she could crush Jan if she really wanted to, with all the different Jan stories that she knows of and stuff that's gone on in Dubai and all that. Man, he crossed the line when he was talking shit about her, so she came out with this at the time, right? And she said, yeah, keep it up and I will crush you. So what happens? Jan backed off because she would have crushed him, right? And so it's funny how that is. And he backed off, though. He backed off because he knew that she would have just destroyed him. So that's why he backed off. And we saw the real Jan when he started blaming people, calling people animals and stuff for not listening to him. What happened with CMB, when we all know that if it's not communicated in the back office, if it's not communicated in the official Telegram group, no one, if you have 70,000 people in CMB, no one's going to see what message you're going to put out in your own Telegram group with 1,000 people. And then when you look at the views of his videos that he has on private, it's always less than 50 views. So unless anybody sees that, no one's going to really know. And so Jan still blames people for CMB's problems, right? And then later on, he likes to take little breaks, right, in between when shit hits the fan. And I don't know if you noticed that by now. He takes breaks when shit hits the fan to go party on the beach or party by the poolside, to collect himself, right? And he comes back, and all of a sudden it's, everything. He's a good Jan again. He wants to help people and, sending a message and all that stuff, right? And here, I'll try to help you guys out with support and all that stuff. And then flips the script from, I don't know what's going on with CMB, even though the buck stopped with him with CMB, then I don't know what's going on with CMB, to here's the full story of what happened with CMB. So, the story really changed a lot, right? And so with all that, all I got to say is, if you see a Jan involved platform, it's going to be crushed because of the baggage that goes with them. So all this stuff that happened what happens now? Vortex United goes on a cease and desist as well. Same day as CloudFi. And what happens? It named Jan. And from that point on, that's when Vortex stopped paying. Coincidentally, Jensen was in Vegas on a trip to do an event in Vegas, which was there. It was held and all that stuff. And it was very coincidental that it stopped paying while he was out of town. They blamed it on him being out of town. He wasn't there to whatever. And, that's what happened, right? So they came back and supposedly, they were going to fix this thing because it's grown so much that they decided they wanted to implement a new way of paying the processor, right? And then when it became a problem again, it was only a halfway established. It was, so that's why we had a big problem with it. So we need to just really take another, week. That way we can have the time to fully implement this sort of processor to where, you get withdrawals instead of once a week. You're going to get it, every day for, just depending on which part of, whether it's the profits paying you or the commissions paying you, that sort of stuff, right? But it's funny because CloudFi went from multiple payouts daily to just they wanted to go one a week, because it was save on transaction fees and all that stuff. Whereas Vortex flipped the script and they said, well, we're going to do it multiple times a day, even though they never done it yet. They just, or never will now, but, and then it's funny how that is, right? They're going to do that. Open it up to multiple times a day to multiple people, all that stuff. They got a way more people in Vortex than CloudFi and all that stuff. And so it never came to fruition because they haven't paid since then. Even with, this whole thing, because, last week they blamed it on bugs. This week, still waiting for that new excuse to come up this week. I can't wait to hear what the new excuse is. Oh, I cannot wait. And right now, it. I'm already, rubbing this in his face because he's such a bitch. Little retarded monkey ass little bitch, with those stupid glasses, and trying to emulate Jan with those stupid glasses too. Fucking nerd. Yeah. How about them apples? Man, I'm just like ripping and tirading on him because he's such a bitch. Taking down videos and all that stuff. That's his MO each and every time. Each and every time. CB went down, where's the videos? Pegasus went down, where's the videos? Metafy Yielders, where's the videos? You took it down when shit hits the fan, right? So why are you telling people, don't worry guys, Vortex is going to be okay, Vortex is going to pay, when you took down all your recent videos? Look at that. You took it all down. Nothing. I mean, now you're down to just 15 videos because you took it all down. What a bitch move, man. And then you're telling people in contradiction, which is blasphemy to me, because you're so holy and religious, right, that you would do, shit like that, take down videos and lie to people. Fucking lie all the time, right? And then it's just laughable, man. I laugh at all this shit all the time. And so that's what's happening here. So all these platforms legacies have failed recently, right? And Vortex is, I guess, one of those last ones, the last big ones to fall. Because we all know, for example, Funds is gone, right? Here's Funds. They're gone. They talked about it. CFTC took their money. They're gone. They're dead. They're trying to, last I heard before I got booted from the group, they're trying to petition to get the money back. Good luck with that shit. And then they booted me from the group. I'm always a fly, when it comes to these like groups and stuff, I'm always a fly on the wall when it comes to this. I don't comment because every time I do say something, I get booted. So it's like I'm usually a fly on the wall when it comes to this stuff. Just because I like to observe what people are saying, what they're saying, and it's just funny what comes out, and and the information you can get. And that's why I always share the information that I share, because it's what is said. I mean, I don't make shit up. It's always what is said in these groups and stuff. And it's so easy to disseminate information. And that's the thing that it just bugs the shit out of me about people and platforms and stuff, is when they are in trouble, they don't disseminate information. So someone has to, and I've been doing this for a very long time. You know, I play it both ways. When things are good, shit, it's good. When things go bad, shit, I put it out there. I don't know what the problem is, you know? And that's the thing about it, is a disservice what, you know, these guys do. Especially bitch-ass Marcos, you know? And Jan. Look at, I mean, when you really look at it, up until last week, Jan was still putting out videos about, you know, how, you know, you could, you know, get started with Vortec, how to get started in CloudFi. And Marcos is still pumping up those platforms too, mainly Vortec. And so, you know, it's just funny how things are. And then every time when shit hits the fan on any platform, how conveniently he is not around to talk about it, right? It's so convenient. So very, very convenient. Same thing would happen to CMB. Minimal to no videos talking about it until after the fact, when Jan says, oh, you know, he'll tell the full story of what happens. And then what? Oh, Marcos just pops up and says, "Oh yeah, you know, this is what happened to CMB." And shut the fuck up, man. You know, and it's so funny because he thinks he has an audience and all that. He has a biased audience. That's for one. And two, you're so fucking fake, dude, that people are seeing that shit. And people don't really like to watch your shit. That's why you buy your shit too, right? Your views and your subs. Just like your bitch Dora. No one wants to listen to that Yensa's voice, you know. Marcus! Oh my gosh, you know, just to hear that voice coming out of her. And then the way she talks, like, she acts like she knows it all in crypto, that she knows she's the best thing ever, and she knows what's best. And shut the fuck up too, bitch. And so, you know, look at her shit, right? This is her shit right here. You know, look at this stuff. Sending the same message, right? Turn $1,000 into $85,000, right? Hey, Marcos, why don't you tell her to take down those videos, because that's what you like to do best, right? You know, turn $1,000 into $60,000, right? And look at that. And it's so funny how, you know, you have these amount of views, right? Which are normal views. But yet, 15,000 views for this one, right? 7,900 views on that one. But yet, look at this. 76 views. 53 views, right? And then let's see what else is here. There's another one that just booming with views, right? 6,900 views, yeah. So, you know what I mean? Like, you could tell that shit's fake. You know? 6,200 views, right? $500,000 in director rank. Oh my gosh. Shut up. See, you can see that shit, right? See, you can see the views, right? These are just normal views. Don't tell me, you know, these dummies, all right? Don't tell me, oh, well, that shit went viral. Get out of here, man. Get out of here. That shit didn't go viral, man. You know, so it's just funny how fake these phonies are. Hungarian chicks, man, I could pull better Hungarian bitches than this. I mean, this one's, I mean, I guess for Marcos that's a 10, but she's like maybe a 5 at best. You know, when you're drunk, maybe, you know. And plus the voice, oh my gosh, you know, you gotta listen to that every day. Oh, man. So all I gotta say is you know, a Queen D prayer couldn't save this either, by the way. All right, a Queen D prayer couldn't save this thing, you know. And here's another thing too for Don Maliki, you know, who he thinks he's the best thing in Nigeria, right? Because he just kisses ass to Jan too. He's like, you know, if you have Marcos as the light version of a kiss ass Mark to Jan, Don is the dark version of a kiss ass Mark to Jan, alright? So you have two bitches in a pod, two peas in a pod that are straight bitches sucking dick to Jan, Jan's dick, because he has two balls, so they sucked on his balls pretty hard, alright? Don Malachi will never have a bad thing to say, even though all the shit hits the fan, and he's so full of shit too, but no, never has a bad thing to say. And, he thinks he's the best thing in out here. Get the fuck out of here too, alright? And all I gotta say is, the shit's hitting the fan, boys, and you guys got nothing to show for except deleted videos, and how you gonna explain to your people about the bullshit compounding stuff, especially, right? Turn $1,000 into $85,000, and follow my compounding spreadsheet, guys. Yeah, how are you gonna explain to people when that shit doesn't come? What are you gonna say to that? Well, I did tell him my disclaimer that only invest what you can afford to lose. Get the fuck out of here, man. So, it's shit like that in this space, and that's the reason why I do what I do. And Marcos wonders why I'm on him, because he's such a bitch like Tiwi, and that's why I slammed Tiwi hard, alright, till he was whipped out of this space. And Marcos is the same bitch too. Alright, so easy to see that shit. None of these other guys in this space do that shit. Alright? You look at guys like Gerald, has his following, he's cool. You can look at guys like, Ryan Glover, he's cool. Right, has his following. But no one marks out. No one sucks dick. No one does all the bullshit stuff like a Marcos does. Alright? And, the guys I mentioned, for example, right? They probably won't outright say it in public, which is fine. But I know for sure, they agree with what I say, because no one gives a damn about a 2,000 sub Marcos and all of a sudden bought his way to 26,000 subs. Come on, man. And we all know that it's so fake. So you got to do that fake stuff funk in this space, and yet you guys want to listen to some dummy that keeps telling everybody to compound in each platform? So yeah, you guys got to think, man. You guys got to really, really think hard when you see a bullshitter like him that never is around when shit hits the fan, right? Isn't that so, coincidental? It's just so funny how that is each and every time. And where's Jan, by the way? All of a sudden he's, a week now and he's gone, just like that. Maybe take some more time chilling on the pool, poolside again, lounging on the chairs and stuff. All right, on your guys' dime. Oh man, it's so funny, man. He probably needs to take a little bit of a break because the CFTC is on him right now. And so, yeah, how's that for fake sauce, Marcos? Right, little bitch ass, wannabe. Yeah, when you start to do shit like that, emulating Jan and wearing the glasses and all that, it makes you look foolish, right? And so look where you're at now. So foolish, and Jan's nowhere to be seen. And so, how's this, alright? Vortec United. Alright, here's a note here, alright? I got over 300 mutual friends with Jensen. But Renee knows, alright? Renee knows that the truth here. And it's a doggone way of doing it, man. And really, you guys should ask me. You know what? I will break down what I'm talking about. This doggone Facebook with Jensen here. How about that? And only Renee knows the answer to what I'm talking about here. And the only one that would know too would be Queen Wiki, Heegmit too. All right, and fuck Crypto Eddie. Yeah, that's for Heegmit. And what was else? What I was gonna say? There was gonna be something else too. But yeah, we're just waiting for the new excuse. But we already know it's coming. We already know this shit's ending. It's just we're just waiting for that final say. That final excuse. You only could give excuses for so long. And this long of a break, there's no way they're gonna pay. It's just a bygone conclusion. So yeah, this I guess you could say is a Musclecast. All right, so now I've transformed this into a Musclecast podcast. All right, so this will be put on all channels because it's just what it is. And so, what a way to end August here. Well, it's not even the end of August yet, but for my Musclecast, it is. But anyhow, yeah, this is what's happening here. This is the truth of what's going on. And that Facebook bullshit. 300 mutual friends I have with Jensen, and Marcos acts like he's been friends with Jensen for years. Dude, you just added him when you started, Facebook following Jensen. All right, and doggone it, it's you'll see. All right, I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about with this Facebook stuff. All right, and you guys are gonna be blown away. I'm gonna knock your socks off, all right, and I'm gonna knock your shirt off that you're still looking for your shirt and socks, all right, cheesy stuff like that. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about, and then you'll see. Well, as long as he doesn't take away the Facebook, but you'll see what I'm talking about. And then you'll be like, oh shit, damn, And I've seen it for a very long time, but I play the game too, But I know where to draw the line. All right, I blur the lines of reality, and I don't need a fake nothing in this space. And that's the thing that all these fools are, right? They're so fucking fake. So just be careful out there, all right, is my message. And yeah, we're going to be on this thing till the end. And the end is coming. Vortec United, all right? And if I'm wrong, I'll do a public apology. But I'm not wrong. So other than that, comment down below. Thanks for listening in on this. But man, it's the truth out there. And I've shown you guys the facts. So can't wait to see the new excuse coming is what is next, all right? Yeah, but thanks again. Comment down below. And let me know what you guys think. I'll see you in the next one. Musclecast.